Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and today we've got a long-awaited video. It's going to be a POV drive of the new channel car, the 2005 Volvo S80 D5. So you may notice here, look, it's an automatic. So I thought today we'd go for a quick spin and show you guys what this car's about. So yeah, she's I've done pretty much nearly 1,000 miles in it now, so I've got a good idea. Oh, there's a new Defender there. A good idea of what she's like to live with, what she's like to own. As you can see, we're cruising at 50 miles an hour here. This cruise control on this car is brilliant, so I pretty much use it all the time on country roads. But yeah, we're cruising through this A road here. We've just done a bit of a motorway stint. I didn't film that because I thought it'd be quite boring. But yeah, as you can hear, it's nice and quiet in here. I'm not having to shout or anything like that. And yeah, the soundtrack to this car is pretty good. I'll just it's that excellent 5-cylinder diesel. On this car, it's running 225 brake horsepower with the Polestar performance optimization package, or whatever it's called, hence the little Polestar badge on the back, nice and subtle. We've also got one here just to remind you what you're driving. But yeah, like I said, this car has been super comfortable. This is this is the most comfortable car I've ever driven or ever had the pleasure of being in. It is perfect for sort of motorway cruising, commuting, everything like that. So yeah, from that aspect of things, it's been fantastic. I'm currently averaging 36 miles per gallon as well, over sort of the last 1,000 miles, which I'm fairly happy with. It's a pretty half decent attempt for this diesel. Well, there's another Land Rover Defender. We're near the that was a prototype one, so we're near actually the Land Rover testing facility in the Eastern Estate here, so that's probably why we're seeing so many of them. But yeah, so in terms of ownership of this car so far, it's been fairly easy. We've had nothing break, which for £1,500 or £1,800 auction car is brilliant. I definitely think I got a huge deal on this car in terms of the sort of value for money. I mean, these are between 6 and 10 grand on the used market, varying mileages, etc. So I've definitely done well there. But yeah, one of the things I like is definitely this instrument cluster. As you can see, it's got the sort of, there's more Defenders, prototype vehicles. That's quite cool. I could get distracted by this for the whole video. But yeah, so what we've got here is the sort of, they move around the outside with the digital displays in the middle, which is quite good. As you can see, this the cruise control is currently set at. I've got it off at the moment, and but yeah, this automatic box, guys. A lot of people were quite shocked I went for an automatic, both online and sort of those who know me. But I must say, it performs fantastically. It can be a bit clunky to start off with when it's cold, but that's sort of the same story for every sort of automatic gearbox. They can all be a bit like that. But this one, once it's warm, is absolutely faultless. It's really smooth, quick as well. Actually, if we accelerate up from here, you'll see that it changes really quickly and smoothly. You almost don't notice it doing it, which is quite nice. So yeah, this car is just a pleasure to be in. I've had backseat passengers. I actually had to do a 200-mile round trip one evening as sort of an emergency to go and collect someone, and we had 4 of us in the car, a full boot of luggage, and we just cruised effortlessly on the motorway. Some cars, you know, when you get it fully laden like that, you can feel that it feels a bit sluggish, but this car is, yeah, like I say, absolutely faultless. In terms of the way it handles, you can tell it's a heavy car. Stopping in a hurry or with sort of trail braking into corners and stuff like that, it does sort of wobble around a bit, but that's not really what this car's designed for. It's designed for sort of motorway, autobahn driving, sort of high speeds. This thing effortlessly does well over 100 miles an hour. Not going to tell you how I know that, but we'll see, we saw it on YouTube. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, for £1,800, this car had been absolutely fantastic so far. Sort of fits everything that I want. It's a large, practical. The boot on this thing's absolutely humongous. Reasonably economical, although it's showing 25. Oh, there we go. That's better. 40 miles per gallon currently, 50 miles an hour, which isn't too bad. It's the biggest surprise for me is the size of the fuel tank on this car. It's 73 litres, which is just under 100 quid to fill up. And compare that to the E87 120D that I had before this, which was I think 55 quid to fill up, or 60 quid depending where you go, to fill up completely, and that would give you about 500 miles range. This gets between sort of 550 and 650 miles range on just under £100. So that sort of shows you it's a bit, like I said, it's a bit less economical than the BMW 1 Series was, but it definitely makes up for that in how it is and what it's like and performance. So yeah, this D5 engine is the twin turbo variant, which was introduced this is one of the first vehicles to have it. It was introduced in a facelift in 2009 on this P3 platform, and basically they just bunked another turbo onto the existing D5 platform. They then increased the horsepower from 185 to 205 or 205, and then also increased torque as well, which is sort of what these diesels are all about, is the torque, and also improved the fuel economy. So this is slightly better performance than that as well, because it's had the Polestar optimization package on, this is sort of the first early P3 platform, sort of 2009 onwards, that they offer the Polestar performance package on, sort of when they introduced the whole thing. I think it's because they added the extra turbo, they had that bit more in terms of tunability. So yeah, but just in terms of daily driving this car, it's been fantastic. It's really easy to work on as well, this car. You may have seen a couple of my videos about how to replace various bits, and yeah, it's just so easy to work on. Like, the headlights come out with 2 metal pins, you literally pull them out and the whole headlight unit comes out. What we'll do now is just put the cruise, and you can do this. You can just come up to a roundabout, or say a ring road, you know, when you get multiple roundabouts and a straight road, set your cruise control to 55, slow down for the roundabout, and then just tap it back on, and it'll just bring you up to speed nice and comfortably, and it just makes driving and sort of commuting effortless. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think of this car. I think it's going to be a good car for the channel, and it's definitely started a Volvo bug within me. I've already been looking at other Volvos models. I love the XC70 P3 generation, like this one, but also like the S80 D5, the P2 platform. So there's a few little ideas that I've got for future cars on the channel, but currently we're just sticking with this. May notice that my windscreen's a bit dirty, and that's because I currently have no windscreen wiping ability. As you can see, I'm pulling the thing and we've got a little bit of dribble, but yeah, that's one of the issues that I highlighted in the previous video, where it's had the impact on the front. It's basically damaged the piping and stuff. I've replaced the pump and everything, which is what I thought was initially broken, and it was, but there's just a bit more work I need to do before I get it dialed in, so we'll address that in the future. But for now, I currently run a sports topped bottle of Evian that I spray out the window at any convenient time. so which is a good laugh. I did try it with the standard bottle top, but it just went everywhere. So if you're going to do that sort of thing, I'd definitely recommend going with the sports top. But we're just going to move past the cyclist now, give them plenty of room, as we've got a nice big straight road ahead. It's a bit bumpy this road, but as you can see, the car is very nice and comfy and quiet inside, but you sort of don't really notice rough road surfaces. You may be able to hear it on camera more than you sort of realise it in sort of real life. But yeah, in terms of the interior controls here, they're all fairly simple to use. I think Volvo have made all this bit really complicated on purpose, so you have to stop, because it's not the most intuitive system. I'm sure you've seen that on lots of different reviews. It's perfectly good. This has got the premium sound as well, which is excellent, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to music on that. But in terms of, yeah, usability while driving, it's definitely something you're going to stop and sort of put in rather than do it on the fly, which I think is quite a good idea. But we've also got our little screen, which is our sat-nav here, which pops up out of the dashboard, and that's controlled with a little sort of paddle system on the back here. It's got a little sort of joystick and some buttons, and yeah, that's pretty, you can tell it's from 2009, that Sat-Nav system. It's not, as you can see, the graphics here are quite basic. It's not the most intuitive system to use again, although I quite often get my girlfriend, because she loves to use the remote control for this system. It actually comes with a handheld remote control for passengers, and I think rear passengers, sort of, because you can watch telly on this system, so they can sort of control it. But yeah, I've used it a couple of times. It's a bit temperamental, so I tend to leave that. I normally just get it out for fun or to show people, which is quite funny. But yeah, no guys, like I said, this is definitely going to be a car that I'm going to keep for a while. As you can see, it's only got 84,500 miles on it, so it's averaging 30.8, but for my data logging software it's more towards the 35 mark since I've had it. We'll just scroll through the menus here. So if you look at the dashboard, yeah, it's all just nice. You can tell this car's been thought out, and then the Volvo has spent a lot of time on making sure it's right, because it's basically how sort of the perfect car, and everything that you do with it just works well. It's even got stuff like, so it will sense when the windows are fogged up and automatically put on the rear windscreen defroster and the front windscreen defroster, it's just little things that I wouldn't have even thought of. Nice pothole there, but that noise, I don't know how well it comes over in camera, but it just sounds wicked. And stuff like the twin pipes at the back, there's a particularly rough road, and the twin pipes at the back and everything like that just make it sort of adds to the character of the car. But yeah, so that's it guys. I'm going to shut up for a bit and just sort of film the drive rather than talk you all to death. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for plenty more Volvo content, especially on this S80. But we've also got, hopefully, going to be getting hold of a BMW i3 at some point this week from Cotswold BMW, so that will be good. I'll definitely do a POV drive of that, and also some other videos, some other content on it, may as well, as we've got the car. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next one, and enjoy the drive. Cheers.